Hey now. Well, I had several people have asked me to share my testimony, so I don't know where to begin. There's so much to say, but I served a God of music for years. I wanted to be successful in the music business, and I chased that for years. That was something that had a hold on me, the party and the wild lifestyle, but being successful in music. and we got to go to Nashville and open some shows for some big people back in the day and do some stuff we opened for Hank Jr. and Johnny Paycheck and Jeannie Pruitt and Marty Stewart, and we were partying in the motels till daylight with sometimes 30, 40 people in the room, just living that crazy life, man. I had a little girl, had a wife that I just didn't care about. I just cared about what I wanted. So, long story short, years later, Mary and I got together. I met her, and she was raised in church, and she knew the Lord at one time and had got away from it. And she used to drive me home, man, when I was drinking and partying because I couldn't drive. She'd drive me home from the clubs. And one night she drove me home, and all she talked about was God, man. I mean, she would start talking about the Lord, and it just freaked me out. I said, why don't you talk about something else, And I heard her, and I heard her passion. I heard her really missing that. And one night she drove me home, and the sun was coming up. And I told her to go on in, and I sat out in the car, and I asked God to help me. I still cry when I talk about it, but I was just done, man. I was tired. I was sick of life. I don't know if people don't understand. You get sick of partying, and I got sick of it. I done it so much, I just got sick of it. I wanted to do something else, and I couldn't. And that morning, sitting in the car watching the sun come up, I asked God. I said, I know you're there. I know you hear me. And I said, if you want me, as bad as I think you do, I need your help, because I can't quit by myself. It's got its claws in me, man. I can't stop by myself. I've tried to. My own willpower was no match. And I said, just help me get to you. And I meant it with all my heart. I said that. And I sat there a few minutes, and I went on inside and went to bed. And I noticed that morning, I started changing. Over the next week, next 2 weeks, I just got to where I didn't want to go out as much, man. I started changing. I said, man, people come to get me to go party on the weekends, and I'd say, man, I'm going to stay home with Mary tonight and watch a movie, I don't really want to go. And she kept nagging me, man, about church. And I said, man, you're going to have to get off that God stuff, I told her one night, she caught me at the right time, and I said, I'm going to go with you just to shut you up. I don't want to hear no more about this church stuff. And I went that night, and there was a preacher there that I'd never met before in my life, come down from Indiana, a young man. He was pretty wild in his day. And this guy was preaching all over me, man. He was talking to me. Everything that he said. You throw your leg over that Harley and you think you're free, but you're not free. And he's talking about lead guitar players getting saved on stage, Black Oak, Arkansas, walking off stage. And I'm like, man, this dude knows me. He's talking to me. So I got mad at my wife because I thought she had told him everything, but she didn't know him. And that night, I didn't go to the altar. They gave an altar call. I was crying. But I took his preacher home with me. I'm going to shorten this. I said, where you staying at, man? He said, I said, stay at my house, So I took him home with me, and he was dumb enough to go with me. And I tried everything to get that preacher to argue with me that night. I wanted to fight. I said, you show me in the Bible where I can't cuss, And then he told me to quit smoking, so I fired up a Marlboro, man. I said, this don't bother you, does it? And I was messing with him. And he was really wise. And he said, Eddie, man, you got a lot of questions. And he said, if you'll fix things here in your heart, God will answer every question you got, man. And I said, wow. Next night I went back and I fell on my knees. And I asked God to save me. And it was a very dramatic thing. And I know I sound crazy when I tell people, but there was a feeling went through my body that I can't describe. From the bottom of my feet all the way up. And it came out the top of my head. And I'm telling you, I thought I was having a flashback off all the acid that I used to take. That's what the devil said in my ear. You know, I didn't know the devil's voice or God's voice, but there was a voice that said, man, you just having a flashback from all that LSD. But it wasn't. It was God. And it changed my life. Here I am 35 years later, and I've really got to know him. There's a whole lot more to it, but that's how it started. So if you want God to help you, man, this is where I'm going. You need to ask him right now what I did and just say, Lord, help me. Help me get to you. Help me quit doing this. Help me get off of this crack, get off of this coke, get off of this whatever you're doing. Ask God to help you, man. He's listening right now. Lord, help my brother. Help my sister. I ask you to help them. The same way you help me. Let them know that you love them. Put your arms around them right now and hug them. In Jesus' name. Thanks, man. God bless.